Hello everyone, I hope all is well. Welcome in for another shave. So the shower shampoo tonight was the Duke Cannon Thick Hair, which I do not have. And this is tea tree formula. You don't smell the tea tree in here. There's peppermint in here. So it's really strong peppermint. You don't really get that much of the tea tree, although you get the benefit of the tea tree. It's in here. And trying to see if the peppermint oil is on there. Not seeing it, but definitely smells of peppermint pretty strongly. So like that a lot. About of it, I've actually almost out of this. And for the conditioner, I use the Archipelago's Botanica de Havana conditioner. And this is kind of a orange pineapple, but it's also got a little earthiness to it. I really like that conditioner. I think it's discontinued because it's hard to find now. And for the bath soap, I used Sterling's Electric Sheep. So we are going to get into our shave, and the shave soap is going to be Tombstone from PAA. It's got notes of gunpowder, leather, tobacco, geranium, bergamot, and rose. And we're going to start out before that with the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Ice pre-shave. Well, since we have the rose note, I actually grabbed the wrong witch hazel. Oh, still the wrong witch hazel. We're going to use the rose witch hazel from Humphreys. Since we got the rose note there in the Tombstone, we'll follow up with the alcohol splash and the star jelly from Phoenix. Okay, so using the digital thermometer from the kitchen and our water from the kettle is at about 123. That's within my tolerance zone. It just dropped down coming out of the water, but it was at 123, so that's about right. I try to get it around 120. That's sort of the safe zone. Still a little hot to the touch, but it'll do okay. Wring that out. This washcloth looks dirty. It's not. It's just stained. It's been worse, I promise you. It's I couldn't find my standard gray one, so there was one still folded that I could use. So I'll use this. I use the Phoenix shave soap. I'm sorry, pre-shave, a little bit different than I do, say, like Prep or 3P or the Noxzema one or the Parasa ones. So I put this one on like I normally would the other ones, although it's not one you rub on like a cream. It's a very slick, round puck. I want to eventually purchase. They have this now in a tube, so it's kind of a push-up tube type container, so you're not touching the soap directly and your hands don't get all slick, because this will be an issue when I go to grab the razor tonight, probably. All right. So rinse off the hand a little bit there and re-wet the hot washcloth. Go back in. Pour that up. And then what Douglas Smythe suggests, and I've actually had really good success with, to sort of get the lather boosting effects of this pre-shave, is put a little on the whiskers to leave and lather over it. I'm shaving a little sooner than I normally do. I think this is a couple of days growth. Lose track of time. All right, let's get the hand rinsed off here. Okay, so before we lather, let's talk about the razor. This is the Edwin Jagger DE87 RC for rubber coated. It's going to be kind of hard to see there, but this has got ridges in it, so it's rubberized and has these little ridges in it. It has the same head as the DE89, which I've used before. Now, one of the problems with this for me is, well, I'm not sure it's a problem yet, but I've used it a couple of times and honestly haven't used it much past it. I had a DE89 that I gave to my brother that I got early on and I really liked, but I was trying to get him up to step up into a sort of next level razor beyond that standard low end razor rock that just has the butterfly open head. And so I sent him my standard DE89 with the chrome handle. So I always wanted to go back and pick up another DE89 type from Edward Jagger because I like this one. But the 2 times I've used this, it's bit me quite a bit. I've gotten a lot of nicks with this. So if this is supposed to be DE89 head, I'm not sure why that's happened to me. I don't think I've had odd blades in there. By the way, tonight I've got the Gillette Wilkinson sword in here on its second use. So we'll see. I'm going to try to be really careful tonight and watch and make sure, because it makes me actually start to wonder if this is a counterfeit, although it doesn't look like it, although they can counterfeit things pretty well. It's got the Edwin Jagger here. But anyway, for our brush, we are going to be using the Wild West Brushworks handle with a Maggard super high density 2-band Badger fan knot that I assembled. Put that knot in the handle. I know the guy at Wild West Brushworks, and I'm sorry his name's escaping me right now, but he's getting ready to start back up making brushes not too long from now. They're getting into their house after the recent house fire. Recent, it was like 6 months ago, I think. But all right, so just dip that brush one more time, shake off the excess, and we'll go in here and load off of the puck. I really like the scent on this Tombstone soap. It's got those floral notes. It has a little muskiness to it, to me too. It reminds me of a classic, 60s, 70s scent I might have smelled in like my dad's or granddad's medicine cabinet, or shaving stuff, aftershaves or colognes. But it's got this gunpowder, leather, and smoke note going on there. Leather, and with the geranium and the rose. I think that's pretty well loaded. There's tons of proto lather on this. Let me grab some of that off. Today is mine and my wife's 23rd wedding anniversary. Humbly proud of that, if that makes any sense. I'm very proud of it, but I recognize marriage is a lot of work, and we've had a lot of people support us through those 23 years in a lot of different ways. And so, marriage to me is a team effort. And but anyway, happy anniversary, sweetheart. So let's go in here and get this lather going. This stuff is exploding. This is the CK6 formula, by the way. And for me personally, I can tell a big difference between the CK1 or the original and this one. I don't know if you can see, this stuff is exploding. And as usual, getting it all over the nose. I really do find using that the ice pre-shave and doing that second application and leaving it on really does cause the lather to sort of take off. I don't know if you can see how thick that stuff is. It's ridiculous. and I got stuff falling everywhere. All right. Try to get it off the mouth there, and try to get some off the nose without taking the soap we need. Shove some up my nose. All right. Call that good. Let's get in here to the first pass against the grain. Gear Noir, I think last time he was asking me about the facial contortions I make. So normally if I was going to go do this first pass with the grain, I kind of do like this. It's my way of stretching the skin. I'm not even conscious of it, but I did notice it depends on what size I am on. I do that eye, so clearly it is me trying to stretch subconsciously, I guess. But I noticed I was watching a video of Matt Pisarcik's, I think I said his name right, from Razor Emporium, and I noticed he does that too. And that's this the only other person that I've noticed doing that, and that's only because I guess I've been more conscious of it lately. I've had my daughter makes fun of it when she sees my videos, and then I had a recent commenter on one of my videos, I think in the Fancy Pants Shave, saying something about it. I love your facial contortions, and they were actually meaning that as a compliment. I think that it was entertaining or something. But yeah, I think that's why I do it. So I don't want to stop doing it because I think it kind of works for me. But I am going to try to do a shave without doing it, which might be hard. So I have to really concentrate. But I'm wanting to concentrate with this razor just to see, make sure that there's not a problem with this one. Because like I said, I've had a couple of bad experiences, and I want to make sure it's, you know, I hope it was operator error and not the razor. I put it that way. My wife's watching a movie in the adjacent room, so you probably can hear some of the noise from the movie. Hopefully it's pretty loud. Hopefully there's not a copyright infringement from the audio. I think I might have already done facial contortions without even thinking, because I was trying to talk. So if I did, we'll try it over here on this side without the facial contortions. Oh, there was a facial contortion, see it? Well, that kind of is too, I guess. Again, I'm not necessarily wanting to get rid of this. I mean, ultimately, when you're shaving, you should do what you're comfortable with and what makes it most enjoyable. Has some, looks like, irritation from the last shave, which is, that movie's really loud, which is primarily sounds violent, whatever's happening. That usually if I wait for 3 days, any ingrown stuff starts to, you know, work itself out, by particularly if I use the skin tin and roll on over it. I still do have a little irritation. Anyway, what I was going to say is, I said in the last shave, this whole shaving where my goatee used to be is still very new to me, so I still sometimes go a little too fast on the chin or under the chin, around the mouth area. All right, good first pass. Let's go back in here. We got plenty on this brush for days, so let's paint this on. This is one of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 tubs of PAA soap I own. I've got 2 in the regular formula and 3 or 4 in the CK6. Okay, let's go second pass across the grain. So far so good with this Edwin Jagger. I think it was probably operator error those first couple of times. I was outside today and decided to start going against the grain there without thinking. In my grill, I bought an inset piece. In other words, you take out one side of the grates and you set like this griddle top in there. And I had did not maintain it well and let it get kind of grimy and dirty, and it set on the bottom shelf of my grill, like underneath, under the cover through the winter, and got kind of grimy. So I tried a little elbow grease with it, and that was working, meaning scrubbing hard. But I thought, let's try the pressure washer. When you're a new pressure washer owner, oops, boy, I felt that. A little bump there, and I felt going over it. I feel like we're going to see a little blood, but none so far. Anyway, yeah, when you have a pressure washer, you have a solution in search of a problem. You're looking for something to pressure wash if you can. And there's no shortage around my house. I cleaned off my back patio when I first got it, which was the main reason I got it. And but anyway, before I knew it, I'd taken my grill apart, and by that I just mean like pulled the catch tray out, and then the little upside down triangle tray out, and then there's like 3 bars below the burners, and then there's these flavorizer bars, as Weber calls them, above the burners. Took those out, pressure washed all those, pressure washed the inside of the grill, dried off the gas elements, I guess you'd call them, the burners, with my leaf blower, so that they would, light up after all the water being near them. Anyway, put it back together. So, like that was a 2-hour process. So I went out there to clean one thing, and then, that happened. All right, face is feeling a little dry. I'm gonna put a little bit of water on there before I put this next layer on for the third pass against the grain. Yeah, I really love the scent on this. If there was ever a floral masculine scent, it's this one. It's really more, to me, the leather and the tobacco and gun smoke are really at the forefront. And the geranium and the rose kind of comes underneath. And I don't get the bergamot that much. I mean, I'm sure it's there. If you know much about men's fragrances, that's the most popular note in men's fragrances is bergamot. It's usually there somewhere in the top. Okay, let's get into the third pass. I didn't see any red erupt from that little bump I felt, so maybe we're okay. Handle, my hand's getting a little slick from soap. I have seen people put alum on their hands to do that. Has anybody ever done that before? Does that work to make the grip a little better? Okay, against the grain. My summer term classes start tomorrow, so I've got 2 new groups of students to get to know. All of our classes for my day job are online this summer. And so there's 2 types of online, like 2 major categories of online courses. You can have a synchronous or an asynchronous course, and then there's, blended versions of that. And by synchronous means everybody's on at the same time, like a Zoom room session, which is actually what one of my side jobs we use for teaching is we use Zoom to do a 90-minute live session that complements async material, which is material the students cover on their own. So they're like videos and readings, getting ready for the live session. And the live session is more of an active learning application time. But the courses for my day job, so to speak, are primarily asynchronous, meaning I don't have many synchronous sessions set up. In fact, I'll probably require a couple of individual sessions with students just to check in with them, see how they're doing through the semester, summer semester, but most of it will be async, meaning, within a 2-week period, they can get on and do up to 2 weeks of work in that time period. I'll try to post stuff in terms of their modules 2 weeks in advance, so they have at least 2 weeks to complete and they can work 2 weeks ahead. That's particularly important in the summer when people often take trips and things. All right, let's see. In terms of touch up. You know what? Because this was a more recent shave than usual, meaning I just went a couple days instead of my 3 days. Well, I said that and I just found a spot down there I got to get. Or I want to get. I don't guess I got to, but I want to get. All right. It's always down here in the swirls, which sounds like a difficult part of the rapids on a whitewater trip. All right, so we're gonna call that done. Still tons of soap in this brush. We'll get that washed out. So I'm gonna go ahead in here and wash off the face, and we'll come back for the post shave. Last time, man, I splashed some of that water straight up my nose. Like when you jump in the pool and catch some up the nose. Okay. Anyway, I was going to say, last time I talked about a dream shave bathroom setup with a separate 5-gallon water heater just for shaving under the vanity cabinet. I'd also like a cabinet that's a little bit higher, like a little bit more useful level instead of down, like it's way below waist level. Like it's probably just, I would say, about 4 inches above my knees. So it's pretty low to bend down there to rinse my face off. I'd like one a little bit higher. But yeah. All right, so let's start out on our post-shave. And by the way, I don't see any weepers. I do have some irritation, but that's just from where some of that previous like ingrown hair looking area was, irritation. The Humphreys Rose Witch Hazel. By the way, if you're not using any rose scented stuff, don't be scared if you think it's going to be super feminine. Rose has it's got a green earthiness to it. You hear that floral, but it's a real natural floral, earthy, soul-like floral, if it makes any sense. Yeah, Humphreys, good stuff. Humphreys Rose. All right, now today at all the power, like pressure washing I was doing and handling all those different things, I cut my finger like 3 times somehow. Sorry, not flipping y'all off, just showing the cuts. So I know they're there. So I'm sure some of this alcohol stuff's gonna find its way to those cuts, but oh well. Not the finger, but the face. Wow. Burn. Oh, I love this scent so much. This is on the list to get it in the EDT. I always wait that there's a certain point level in like the like customer rewards at PAA. Like their highest level, you get basically half off one of the EDTs. So wait until I have those points built up to get the EDT. That stuff's great. I love that so much. And with all due respect to Ghost Town Barber, which I love from Chiseled Face, this to me would be the Ghost Town Barber. Either this or the Boomtown Bay Rum from PAA. I love Ghost Town Barber as well from Chiseled Face, but this is really great, and you can imagine this being something that you get in the Old West. Okay, the Star Jelly Balm. Moderate mentholation on this. A little around the ears. Oh, that was a good shave. That was a good shave. Like I said, I already had some areas of irritation there that I just kind of upset. Those would normally not happen if I'd waited an extra day. I really don't need to push these shaves. Whoops, tie. I just felt like getting one tonight after the shower. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.